So we've talked about the big three of this draft class. I'm curious, is there another name that sort of interests you, somebody that you're watching as a potential top draft pick?
The player who I think outside of those three guys who I'm watching most closely under a microscope right now is Nate Ament for Tennessee because of the fact, Chase, that you and I got to watch him up close in high school playing for Highland last year. I remember for basketball day in the DMV that weekend, that Saturday, Sunday, I did a sideline game for him. He played against St. John's, I believe, and St. John's took care of him. Like he did not, he scored like 12 points, maybe 10 rebounds. Like he did not have that good of a game, Nate Ament did. Then the next day, I called play-by-play for a Highland game against Georgetown Prep, I believe. And I was watching Ament play up close and calling the game. And Ament didn't do anything crazy. He was just crazy fluid. Like he would have like, oh, turn around into a lefty layup. Oh, a step back, mid-range sidestep, whatever. And then he could shoot from the outside as well. You watch him play up close and you're like, all right, he's really good. He's really fluid. He doesn't do anything like that'll be like, oh my God, he just did that. And then you watch the game and then at halftime you're like, oh my God, 26 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. That's crazy. Like his production is off the charts.
Well, first on Nate Ament. So I saw him play in person, basketball day in the DMV. He was on Monumental Sports Network, which is kind of cool. And he was playing a much different role than he's playing in college and that he's going to play in the NBA. And then I saw him in the McDonald's All-American game, and I saw him with more spacing, able to attack off the dribble from the perimeter and, really, I think, show off his offensive skill set. And I was really impressed that day. And another guy I was really impressed with that day, who is a name to watch for me, is Tounde Yessoufou of Baylor. He is another extremely explosive athlete. People have compared his body type and his explosiveness to Anthony Edwards. And so he's extremely athletic at about 6'5", really, really strong. And he's also got a great motor and like the type of motor that you just can't teach. And, some people are starting to poke holes in his game in terms of his offensive feel. He's not much of a passer, a playmaker. He's got to work on his shooting. But he does, I think, have really good feel on the defensive end, at least in terms of his hands. He's got great instincts for getting his hands on the ball, kind of like VJ Edgecombe, who played at Baylor last year.